Thank you, Senator Fisher. Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General Reed, a next-generation tanker, and I mentioned this in my opening statement, in the form of a blended wing body aircraft would save between 30 to 50% in fuel, which would be invaluable to operations in the Indo-Pacific in terms of extended range, sortie generation, and reducing contested logistics vulnerabilities. As a pilot who has flown more than 3,500 hours in various types of transport aircraft, how important is it for the Air Force to continue investing in the blended wing body and other operational energy programs? And do you think they have benefits that increase lethality and readiness?
Senator, we are actively advocating for any and all technology that can make sure that we can use the least amount of fuel possible, that our aircraft can go as long as possible, and they can stay aloft as long as they can. As we have been looking at what's possible in order to operate, some of the criteria that we also look at is, as you mentioned in your statement, is how long or how short of a runway can we operate on, and balance that with how much fuel we can carry and then how far we can go. When it comes to force projection and sustainment of the force, the more fuel efficient an aircraft is, then the more effective we'll be, and also the more options we will have.
So of all of these, you're open to other developments that would save you fuel, et cetera, but would the blended wing body development be one of those important modernizations that you would, you hope will come about?
Ma'am, it's a very promising technology, and if it's something we can get and something we can use, I will absolutely take it. The other thing that we consider is that at some point, the commercial world will most likely catch up with this, and when they're able to produce it, we will already have done the work to make sure that we can use it as well.
I mentioned in my opening the consternation with the use of your assets to transport, frankly, just a very few migrants at a cost, in the instance that I mentioned, at a cost of $2.5 million to move only about 100 migrants to India. Contrast with the prior administration, it was 685,000 people were removed through Homeland Security's own programs. And so, I wanted to know, because this is very out of proportion, in my view, to what should be undertaking by Transcom. So who makes the decision to fly in this inefficient manner using your assets?
The Department of Homeland Security is the lead agency for this. In that, the Department of Defense is supporting them. The lead combatant command within our department is NORTHCOM, and we work with them to receive the task to actually fly sorties.
So you're saying that you did not make this decision to use your assets to fly 100 people to India?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Are you going to be tasked to do more of this kind of transport?
Ma'am, if I get the task, I'll absolutely fly it.
But do you have some sort of an understanding already of what the expectations are? And these are all non-reimbursable to you events.
Ma'am, in a few conversations that I've had, I am to expect maybe more flights. I will tell you that within the last 48 hours, we have not flown any.
I think that it is really important for me, at least, as the ranking person on this committee, that we express our concern to you, that this would not be the kind of use of your assets that we should contemplate. And since you are not the person to make that decision, that there are no guarantees that this use of your assets will not continue. And so if you are given this decision to transport more people, I would like this committee to be informed of that. And as of now, you have no, that's what you're telling me, no idea whether you will be tasked to conduct this kind of mission in a way that I think is not part of your mission. So will you let this committee know if you begin to use your assets for these kinds of transport?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. So you did mention that you have an aging fleet, and there is the possibility of your purchasing used ships from other countries, and I think we put a limit on what you can do there. For the long term, yes, obviously, I think we need to create a capability for shipbuilding because you have an aging fleet. But for the short term, what would be helpful to you?
In the short term, we would need maximum flexibility to buy used foreign ships on the commercial market, obtain those ships, refurb them here in the
Okay.
States, and then put those ships to sea.
Well, Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind, we put a limit on the number of these kinds of ships. So I'm asking whether in the short term, how many more ships would you like to be authorized to buy from foreign sources?
Yes, I would. I am asking for the limit to be raised beyond 10 to allow us to actually shop the market. Currently, there are 10 ships available for us to pursue.
Are you asking for authorization to buy 10 more?
I'm asking authorization to buy 10 more.
Well, good luck with that. No, that was, forget I said that. I mean, we want you to be able to do your job. Just one more thing. You mentioned the Jones Act. There are people who sometimes do not understand the importance of the Jones Act. Can you very briefly tell us why the Jones Act is important to Transcom and to national security?
The Jones Act allows us to actually have shipping resources here and a fleet. And so because of that act, we actually have a way to make sure that we can build ships here in the United States, that we can sail those ships to maintain commerce, that we can actually produce the crews that actually sail those ships so that we have a core of folks that can actually operate. At the same time, if the nation needs folks to go to sea, we can call on that force to actually sail, and there are citizens, and then we will be more secure in that way.
Yeah, one aspect of the Jones Act very important is that you can work with the commercial shippers, private sector ships. Isn't that correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your indulgence.
Thank you, Senator Hirono. General, I'm going to ask my round of questions